Just come and say hello.
Oh yeah.
Quite a few of your videos. And
give us a second so I can shake your hand properly.
Yeah.
How are you doing? Nice to meet you as well.
Right.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you.
Do you know?
How are you?
I'm alright. I've seen loads of videos. Speakers, I find it fascinating. Come to the course, like, I wonder if it's actually like that.
Yeah.
I've been here 2 minutes and that all kicked off. I was like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, it tends to happen every week.
right.
Before 3 o'clock, for whatever reason, is the rowdy crazy hour.
It did seem very, it was very interesting to watch in real life because you get an energy, don't you?
Yeah.
And by the way, I don't want to stand here and debate you because you're a lot cleverer than I am.
I was gonna ask you about Sikhism. You know.
No, I did say the thing with me talking, and you can put this on camera or whatever, but the thing with me talking to somebody like you is there's lots of Christians and lots of Muslims here, and if I talk to you, and I know many people say this, I am not knowledgeable enough to give you reference. I know a bit about the... I'm only on a very newly into the... I cut my hair until about 18 months ago.
Right, okay.
Very, very
so you're just
different.
new into Sikhi.
Very new, and and so, but I will be very much a representative of... We call it Sikhi. Sikhism is a bit of a... English. There's not many good isms. Racism.
I didn't say
fascism.
Sikhism.
Oh,
I said Sikhi.
Oh, did you say Sikhi?
I did
Sorry,
I might have mispronounced it, but I did say Sikhi.
That's me projecting probably.
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry. Yeah,
Not
a problem. Yeah, go for it.
But you're more welcome. I won't, look, we could debate, but there'll be things like, and I find this fascinating, I find this absolutely
That's fine.
amazing.
I'm not interested in debating you or trying to have a gotcha moment on Sikhism or Sikhi, sorry.
I'll give you genuine, like, what I think.
Yeah, and then...
On the, when I watch your videos, I find it amazing. I think you're brilliant in that you can, like, flick through and go, oh, bang, this is it. We have a slightly different thing. So I'll go into it.
Go on.
And then I have seen you talk it. Actually, one of my favourite conversations I've seen you have was with a Sikh guy who's wearing a grey jacket, cut hair.
Yeah.
I was quite older, I think.
Yeah.
And you had a great chat, and that if it goes something like that.
Yeah.
So Sikhi to me is, obviously we believe in one God, I'm sure you know that, but the one God has been under-translated. So if you look at an English translation, and I thought this till very recently, Ik one God is our first kind of words in the scriptures, our Guru Granth Sahib.
Yeah.
Ik one God actually means one one kind of flowing force. So it's actually describing the Big Bang.
So it's like would it be fair to say that, to your understanding of Sikhi, it is like an omnipresent force?
Absolutely.
As opposed to an actual conscious being.
Yeah, so it does have. We do say this one creator.
Yeah.
I'm not using the term God. Very loaded.
Yeah.
But I will call it God. Whatever. But it has this will. It does have a will.
So it has a will.
Has a will.
Right.
He has a will.
Okay.
We say he because best intention. But we say, but actually, my mind is buzzing full of stuff. There's so much stuff I want to say.
It's okay. Go
so
on.
if I go through, have you heard of the Mool Mantra? Which is our first mantra.
Right.
In the thing. And Guru Nanak Dev Ji himself says he got this. Jasim Ave Kasam Ki Bani. I don't actually know much Gurumukhi, but I know just these various phrases, and this means as God is telling me, I am speaking it.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think it's from Hinduism and Islam, and I thought that until very recent. And then you look at the life of the gurus, and you get them. And so he's got this Mool Mantra, and the Mool Mantra is, if I try and translate it, so you've got Ik One God, as we've sort of gone through. It's very deep meaning. Satnam. So true is your name. Hallowed be thy name. True is your name. Very similar. I find that very similar. God, a creative being, doing it at the moment. It's like he's creating right now. God, Nirpol, no fear. Nirver, no enmity. So we can hate God. God can't hate us back. So there's only a one way. So you might as well acceptance. We grow our hair. Many people ask, well, why have you not cut your hair? This is an acceptance of this one's being, of this one. This image of the undying can't die.
Yeah.
Doesn't.
Am I right in thinking that Sikhism, or Sikhi, sorry, I'll
That's
try
no,
to
it's fine.
stick
No,
to,
I'd say
try
it's
to
fine.
stay out of slipping into
Yeah,
Sikhism.
don't worry.
But am I right in understanding Sikhi is not a religion that believes in proselytization,
I don't know what that is.
seeking converts?
Yes, exactly right.
Right. So you don't proselytize.
Correct. I'm not
right.
here to.
But you're kind of open to people coming into the is it they're called a what's it called
A punt. A punt.
a panth?
Punt.
A
Yeah, is
punt.
that path?
Yeah.
Punt, I believe, is translated to a path.
So here's from a Christian perspective.
Yeah.
Here's one of my issues
Okay.
with Sikhi,
Okay.
is that if you have the truth,
Yeah.
and that truth is from God,
Yeah.
why wouldn't God want you to share that around the world?
Because the truth isn't a set of actions. Look, the truth isn't a set of actions. The truth is you being.
Yeah.
So, and now, to any Sikhs, if anybody's going to watch this, I apologise if I'm getting anything wrong to anybody and to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to give any miss. From my perspective, and looking into Sikhi is about being at one. So I'd love to ask somebody like yourself, who is a man of God, an amazing man of God, that's got amazing information, but information isn't being. I had this debate with my uncle very recently, and he's got all this knowledge, can speak Gurmukhi, can do all this stuff. Gurmukhi is our language that our second guru actually standardised.
Yeah.
So that's fine, but that's not being. I can learn everything about Christianity. It doesn't mean I'm a Christian. It's about being. Are you helping the needy?
Yeah.
Have you got your soup kitchen? Are you spreading the word of Jesus Christ?
I agree that in the writings in Paul, it talks about faith worked out through love. And our understanding of faith, certainly faith that counts as salvific faith, is faith that is worked out through love. And so you can't separate faith from hope or love, right? These three things are combined, and love is the greatest of them.
Would you say God? Well, no,
Yeah,
you do say
yeah.
God is love.
Yeah, we say that quite literally. God is love.
We
Yeah.
would say the same. Our beloved, like I say, I read a lot of the translations because I'm just learning this.
Yeah.
But God is love. God is this. There's a lot of similarities that we're going to say.
There is, because, like, for instance, the final Guru, the book.
Guru
Gansabji. Granth Sabji.
Yes.
Forgive me, I'm going to struggle with these pronunciations.
No.
Right? But it seems to me, when I look at all other religions, like, they all are in some way copying the doctrine of the incarnation. Like, the doctrine of the incarnation is something that you can find even if it's not acknowledged in all religions. So
just explain to me the incarnation.
The idea that the divine takes on a physical form.
Okay.
That he enters into creation and takes on a physical form. Yeah. Now, we believe that is done in Christ. You believe that is the Guru, the final Guru. If I just say final Guru.
Well, we actually believe from previous to that. So
all the Gurus were divine incarnations.
Yes, so the best analogy that I've ever heard of it, because that lad, I'm really glad I get to say this to you, because that lad, when I was watching that screen, I was going, no, don't say this, because he wasn't sure, he couldn't articulate this. And I wish I was, but I've heard this.
Yeah.
And it's the best analogy I can give you. The moon. So the sun reflects the moon.
Yep.
Moon reflects the sun, shall I say. And so the sun isn't, the moon isn't the sun, sorry.
Correct.
However, it has the light of the sun.
So are you saying, I just want to be clear, speaking particularly of the last Guru, is the last Guru, the Guru Granth Sahib, do you believe that is the incarnation? That it is actually divine?
So it's divine in the sense that it's a very interesting one. So we don't separate our God's speech, if you like. This is my interpretation.
Yeah, go on.
We don't separate our God's speech. So
from God.
You won't. Yes, so you will not. I will not pull out the Guru Granth Sahib Ji here as a physical book and be flicking through it. I'll be holding it on my head with petals in front, because that is literally God. Same as you would revere Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is what's your name, bro? Gurjeet. So this is my point, Gurjeet. Is if you look at Islam, for example, they believe that the Quran is the word of Allah incarnate.
Yes.
You look at Sikhi and you believe that the final guru is literally God in the flesh as the word.
Literally the word, yes.
Or God in material in the
know
word.
About the pages? We don't call them pages, we
Yeah.
call them ungs. Ungs are limbs.
There you go. Okay.
430 limbs. So
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
Our guru, our fifth guru.
So my point to you is this.
Sorry, yeah.
My point to you is this: is that this idea of the incarnation, because it's you also see incarnation within Hinduism. Christianity is itself Judaic, so it is something rooted in Judaism. That the idea of incarnationality you find in all the world's religions, and I don't think that that's by accident. I think that is because from the beginning, man always understood that he communed with God in the garden, that he communed with God who entered into creation, and that this was all foreshadowing Jesus, who is the Word of God in flesh. And that, but here's the thing is, the best lies are often an imitation of truth.
Right.
And the demons that seek to deceive man will often use the truth as a template to pull people away from it.
So here's a question.
God.
I'd love your perspective on this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a saying in Christianity that says, I'm paraphrasing here, so please correct me. You know those by the fruits of the tree.
Yeah, you know a tree by its fruits.
That's
Yeah.
Right. So if you look at the fruits of Sikhi, some pretty good fruits.
Yes, really.
Some pretty sweet fruits.
Yeah,
so we've got
pretty sweet.
Lungan, so we've got roughly they estimate it feeds 100,000 people from one side.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the poverty?
Yeah.
The people it's feeding.
Yeah.
It's completely against oppression.
Yeah.
Completely against oppression.
Open to everybody. I've been myself.
Have you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Why good?
I've been to a Sikhi temple. To visit.
Do you know what? Do you know what Gurdwara means?
No, I'm not going to pretend.
Gurdwara means door to the Guru.
Right.
But I think we should actually change it. So what I will say, this is exactly what I will say, and this is why I don't want to misrepresent Sikhi, because, as I say, there are people far more. I am a real layman.
Yeah.
But we haven't educated people because we don't believe in conversions.
Yes.
However, people don't. So when you say,
But that's one of my criticisms. I just want to prefix what I say, because it's the first time I've met you.
Yeah.
I have huge respect for Sikhs.
Yeah.
As a people, as a community. I know the fact that you guys have suffered. I know the fact that you guys still suffer in India, in persecution, that your lands are still occupied, under India, and what happened to the Golden Temple, how the Muslims tried to wipe you out.
Yeah.
And I know that Sikhs have integrated well into our society. You don't cause problems, you contribute well to the British nation. So I got nothing but respect for Sikhs. But so and that, just to your point about the fruits, because you're right. Jesus said you'll know them by the fruits. But the fruits that the Sikhis perform are what we would call natural goods.
Okay.
So what I mean by natural goods are an understanding of the moral law that is available through natural reason, which allows you to achieve natural goods. But those natural goods are not in any way sufficient before a holy God to enter into his rest, or to enter into his peace.
Just to kind of unpack that a little bit.
Yeah.
So natural goods is doing the good of the culture you're in?
No. It's doing the good that we can learn from nature, like honouring your mother and father.
Okay, right.
Treating others as you want to be treated, not oppressing the poor, standing up for justice, which I know Sikhs do.
I mean,
you're a warrior caste.
We're all armed.
Have you got the full thing on? The full gizmo?
Yeah, I've got so we've got 5
you got all
Ks.
5 things?
Do you know the 5 Ks?
Yeah, it's the thing, the hair comb, the band, the wristband, the knife, and the shorts. I thought it was shoes, but shorts.
Shorts. So they're modesty. And they all have a reason. Now,
but coming back to natural goods.
Yeah. So what I'd say, in terms of getting close to God, now, actually, if I had this conversation with you even 2 months ago, I'd be having a very different perspective on it.
Yeah.
So 18 months ago I came into Sikhi, and they said basically you've got a Dasan Dwar, a 10th gate, a third eye, 7th chakra. It's this, and just Christianity.
We don't believe in chakras and gates,
believe in
but
that.
we do believe in spirituality, and I think that there are different
the
ways of
Holy
trying to
Spirit does resonate
describing
with me. Yeah.
different ways. It's different ways of describing the internality of our souls.
Yes. So with that, and so what I'd say is, for example, 2 months ago I was in the Sikh temple. We were listening to a program, hymns, very similar to Christianity.
Yeah.
Hymns, and we were just listening, and they tell stories, and they do things very similar, I would say.
Yeah.
And I was there for 4 hours. We sit on the floor. I can't sit cross-legged. I'm very inflexible.
Yeah.
I'm fidgety.
Me too. I had that problem
Yeah.
when I was
Yeah.
visiting.
So I was there for I was there for 4 hours. I thought I was there for around 45 minutes. I went into this meditative state.
Yeah.
And I left this place in absolute bliss. Now, when I've spoken to my family who aren't practicing, not many of them are practicing really.
Yeah.
In the same way, keeping their hair and stuff and these sorts of things, keeping 5.
Yeah.
They couldn't really get it. They said, yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Being happy and we call it anand, being in bliss, godful bliss, real true bliss. And now I'm not saying that I'm walking around in this God state. However, just like the best analogy I can give you, if God was on this side and this illusion was on this side of this world, somebody went like that, just that much. And I went, oh my word, beautiful, I love it. And it's the most amazing thing, and I've never felt closer to God. I was actually very reticent to come here, because I want these conversations. I really appreciate your manner, and I thought you might be, because that's why I've agreed to speak to you, because I've seen you reflect energy, as a lot of us do. So I was like, well, I'll be normal. But what I want to do is, I would love this conversation to go, that we have this conversation and we both walk away, you feel closer to Jesus Christ, I feel closer to our Gurus and Waheguru, essentially, which is the one. And the reason...
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is God?
No.
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is the truth? Or the way to the truth?
We believe, there isn't much said on this in Sikhi. There isn't much said, it's not mentioned. And I think there's a reason for that. And the reason is that we're not here to denigrate anybody's religion.
Yeah.
It does talk about halal meat. Guru Gobind Singh Ji does say halal meat banned, kosher meat banned, these sorts of things. But it doesn't specifically mention certain things. So Jesus Christ. Now, my interpretation is that obviously Jesus Christ was at that time. I believe he had the light of God within him. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Now that is somewhere in between what you would say and what a Muslim would say, because that isn't saying he's just a messenger. This is beyond a messenger. Our gurus are beyond a messenger.
Yeah.
And now I'm not, and there will be Sikh people maybe even watching this going, oh, you can't say that about Jesus. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Jesus.
So it's a personal opinion.
It's a personal opinion.
But what I would say to you is if you recognise that Jesus, because he calls himself the light of the world.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I just popped into my head. What it does say in our scripture, only God, if you like, and our gurus are perfect.
Yeah.
Now, that's open to interpretation. If you want to say, well, Jesus, guru means enlightenment. From guru, guru, from dark to light.
Yeah.
Jesus brings the light, isn't it? So now, if I believe Jesus is your guru, you must get closer to Jesus. You can't go straight to the Father, and the reason you can't go straight to the Father, and this isn't a denigration, this isn't me having a go, this is, you'll hear what I'm saying. You can't go straight to the Father, as I can't go straight to this one Waheguru, because to get close to that one, you need to get rid of your ego.
Yeah.
And you can't say, I get close to you, you need to get rid of the I.
Right, but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If Jesus Christ, right, is if you see in Jesus a light, right, a light that you would want me to draw closer to, then it would make sense that you also show interest in learning more about that light as well, because I as much as I respect Sikhs, and I really do respect Sikhs, right? I can't share your hope about what happens in this conversation. Your hope is that I draw closer to Jesus,
I get that.
and that you draw closer to the divine being, the one. Whereas I would want you to draw closer to Jesus,
I get this,
and to move away from the one. But the reason is not because I don't think Sikhs are doing wonderful things. But the wonderful things that they're doing are not sufficient to save their souls.
I get you.
Yeah? And I don't want you or any other Sikh to fall under the judgment of God. I want you and every Sikh, whom I love, as my brothers in humanity, to know the saving truth of Jesus Christ.
I get you. What I would say, this is from my paradigm, Sikh paradigm.
Yeah.
As I say, I don't have that much. I do have a bit more information. I've done a bit of research on Christianity. Certainly, I'm sure you'll go, mate, you hardly know anything. I've sort of, you've done a bit.
I've forgotten nearly everything I learned about Sikhism when I studied religion, to be honest.
What I would say is our 10 gurus and 11 with Guru Granth Sahib Ji are so amazing. Somebody gave me some very amazing advice. And this is, and I would think you'd agree with this. If you want to love the message, you must learn about the messenger.
Agreed.
You must. So if your mum or dad or your loved one said, go and do this, you do it.
Yeah, I mean,
even if you don't want to
as a natural philosophy, it's sound reasoning. To love the message, you got to love the messenger. But the question is, if the messenger that you're loving is pulling you away from truth.
Well,
and one of my reasons for suggesting to you that maybe Sikhi is not the truth is that it's not a universal truth. God, whom I say is love, and I think as a Sikh you might agree with that statement.
God say is love. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So if God is love, then why would he not want everyone to follow the truth? Why would he not want... Let me land an idea and then reply. Why would he not want if Sikhi is the highest truth, why would that God not want everyone to follow it? And therefore, why would he not commission you to share that with the world? Because I would suggest that the very fact that the God you believe in doesn't want you to share it with the world is a sign that is not the God of the world.
Do you know, I completely agree with you, and that's why I grew Granth Sahib Ji. That's why it does say share it with the world.
Right.
Sikhs are very lost at the moment as a path.
So it does commission you to share your faith with everybody.
It doesn't say convert.
Right.
It doesn't say, everybody must be a Sikh. The most ideal scenario. So we believe in Deg Fateh.
Yeah.
Deg Fateh is freedom and free food for all.
Yeah.
Now, if you want freedom and free food for all, freedom isn't me going, you need to believe in this.
Yeah.
Because now, again, going back to my paradigm, not necessarily the Sikh paradigm, but it's from Sikhi. I believe I'm sort of expanding upon it. You're a very different person to me. We've grown up in the same country, however.
Yeah.
You can imagine the world is massive. There's lots of different cultures and subcultures and everything. Not everybody potentially can receive the same message.
Yeah.
Not everybody can relate to the message. Certainly, I've been through school, through Christian. I went to boarding school. Had to go to chapel on a Wednesday and a Saturday.
Right. Yeah.
And now, yes, of course, age plays a massive factor. I wasn't interested in Sikhi either.
Or
Christianity.
Yeah.
But I sat through chapel, and it didn't resonate with me. Now, let's say...
Not surprised. Usually those places are the worst representations of Christianity.
It was, I mean, so that's my sort of thing. But, I would say that some people may get the message of Sikhi, may say, but I don't... And be really sincere, be really open. I'm not saying... There are some people who go, no, but this is obviously me. And they can't perhaps relate to it. And if we say this one, as most religions would say, is beyond, infinite, beyond any limitation. Now, if they're beyond any limitation, they must be able to relate to you and me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They must be able to. I know I'm saying very layman's, but I'm quite a layman.
But it hasn't escaped the point that I'm trying to make. Okay, so you've said that Sikhi is to be shared with everybody.
Yeah.
But then you said that not everybody should be Sikhi.
No.
Right. So but the point is, when you love someone,
Yeah.
Do you want the best for them?
Yes, of course.
Right,
yeah.
if you want the best for them,
Yeah.
wouldn't you want them to follow the highest truth?
So I suppose.
Oh, well, answer that question.
Oh, sorry.
Would you want them to follow the highest
truth?
Right,
Yes.
right. So, to me,
No, wait, no. I'm going to take that back.
Okay, go on. All right.
I'm going to take that back. And the reason because we believe the world is as it should be. This is why we grow this.
Yeah.
And acceptance. So
Yeah.
we're taking. So for example, I asked a lad who's I would call him a good Sikh.
Yeah.
He's very high in knowledge. He would have a different conversation with you.
I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah.
Maybe you could arrange it.
Yeah. I mean, he's not a religious priest or anything. He's just a
knowledgeable
and
guy.
Have a great chat.
Yeah, I'd love to
watch
to.
him.
Yeah.
And I said to him,
If you arrange it, you can.
we did a cycling trip.
Yeah.
And so while we're on this site, we're in Scotland, in the
Yeah.
middle of nowhere. So we're having these random questions, and my brain's going up. And I said to him, if you could have one wish, what would you have? And the chap next to me said, I'd have this house with the dogs and this and that. I said something like, I'd have freedom and free food for it. I'd have everything.
Yeah.
And I said, what about you? And he said, I wouldn't wish for anything. Can't wish for anything. And I said, well, come on, why not? I said, what about go meet the gurus?
Yeah.
Meet all the 10. Because I thought that would.
Yeah.
I said, it's not the way it's meant to be. It's
Right.
not
So
in
it's
the
about
order.
an acceptance of the world as is. And this is one of the fundamental differences between Sikhi spirituality, Christian spirituality. Because at the heart of the Christian message is this idea that the world is fallen and is in rebellion against God, that the God of this world is Satan.
So do we.
And the world is in a state of corruption, and that one of the roles of the church is to transform that world so that it is heaven on earth, so that as God wills in heaven, so it is done on earth.
Really interesting. Right? We have very similar concept.
Right.
So we have Galjug.
Yeah.
Galjug. And Galjug is, so there's 4 different times in this world. So we believe in the Big Bang, Big Crunch.
Yeah.
This is how I think. I may have got this wrong, but we believe in the Big Bang, Big Crunch. There's 4 different. Satjug, the age of truth. Galjug is the age of darkness.
Yeah.
And the one good thing about Galjug is that we can make a massive difference.
Right. So, but here's the thing, right?
Yes.
If we agree that we should make a massive difference, the greatest gift that you can give to anyone is the truth, right?
Well, yeah.
And here's another thing:
Yeah.
you can't have freedom without truth.
No.
Truth and freedom. Truth. This is a really important point. Jesus connects truth and freedom. He says, "You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." In other words, if you don't have truth, it doesn't matter how many choices you've got, you're not free. Right? A Christian in prison has more freedom than a non-Christian walking the streets of London. Because without truth there is no freedom. And with truth is all freedom. Because the thing that we're imprisoned by is our own sinful nature in a sinful world. Right? Now, if we are both, and I believe you, about transforming the world for the better, and if we are both believers in a God that is love, right, then that means it makes no sense for that God not to want everyone to have that truth.
But we have the truth. Because
No. Do I have the truth?
Yes.
So,
because
as a
you're
Christian,
already
you're
doing
saying
it.
I have a truth.
You're already
The
doing
truth?
it. Yeah, you've got a truth.
Our truth or the truth?
Not the truth.
Is it the highest truth or the lowest truth?
I can't say it's the lowest.
Is there a higher truth?
What we would say.
Is there a higher truth?
Yes, Sikhi.
So if a loving God loves me, shouldn't he want me to adopt the highest truth?
Who are we to question that one's with?
Well, right, but this is the point, right? Because obviously, as a very respectful, wonderful human being as a Sikh,
Not by me.
and vice versa,
By the grace of the Guru,
by the grace of God, not me but Christ in me, as we
we
say.
say good prasad.
Yeah, we say not me but Christ in me.
Brilliant.
Right.
Amazing.
So my point to you is that as two people having this really intelligent conversation where we disagree, and this is what Speaker's Corner is supposed to be like.
I love
It's
it.
what- But we clearly have a contentious truth claim here. I am making truth claims that are in contention with yours.
This is really interesting.
They can't
I'll tell you
both be
what.
true.
No, this is really interesting. Now you are going to be a lot. I had a very similar chat.
Yeah.
Similar. You're obviously a lot more informed. But this chap, he rode up on his bike. Next to I have a business out street food.
Right.
And he rode up, and I'm like, I'm going to chat to him. And we had a chat, and he said, yeah, but Jesus this. And he read a paragraph from the Bible.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, but I believe all this. And I said, right. Here's a question. I've always wanted to ask you this.
Okay, great. Now's your chance.
Yeah. If we change the name Jesus, I hope this isn't disrespect. I'm not meaning to be disrespectful.
You sound like a very sincere person,
yeah.
don't worry.
So if we change the name Jesus to pick Bob.
Right, no, but go on.
No,
Yeah,
no,
all right,
no,
yeah.
Okay.
Go on.
Well, I'm trying
whatever.
not to be disrespectful.
Whatever.
I'm
Whatever.
trying to think of a name that's not.
Whatever. Go on.
Anything
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
But we kept all the truths that you said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Now I said, but I just follow
Yeah.
another. Am I still in truth? Can I still be saved?
That is a great question.
Yeah.
Great question, and it's a question that's actually become very pertinent in sort of Christian circles. Because in the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you followed it, but there's a massive debate going on about whether Christians and Muslims worship the same God.
Okay.
And there are some Christians saying, yes, we do, because we're using the same referent, a God, an omnipresent, all-powerful being that created the universe alone. But there's a lot of Christians that push back and say, well, actually, the God Allah of Muhammad and the God Allah of the Christians is not the same God because of what that term means to those two different groups. Now, to come on to your example, if we call Jesus Isa, which is the Muslim name for Jesus,
okay, yeah.
right? If we call Jesus Isa, but when we say Isa, we understand and mean everything that Christians mean when they say Jesus, then we've got the same Jesus. We're just changing the name, right? But what I am trying to suggest to you, because I feel like I know where your argument's going.
I don't really have an argument. I'm just going to listen to it.
Yeah. No. So where I think the line of your argument points towards is this idea that we Christians worship the same God as the Sikhs, but we just give that God a different name.
Yeah, I'd go with that. Yeah.
Right, and I would say to you very strongly that that is not true. And one of the tests to demonstrate that is that the God of the Christians, his love is universal. His love is for all people. He wants everyone to have the highest truth, Jesus Christ. He wants everyone to be a disciple of Jesus Christ and to follow Jesus Christ because he is the highest truth, right?
Yep.
Now, I am not disputing that Sikhs believe in a God of love, right? But what I am saying is that the love of the Sikh God is different. It is both different in scope and differently expressed.
This is going to be very difficult. I'll tell you why this is difficult. So we're getting into a nuance where neither one will be able to prove that we can do it. You've probably a better chance than I will because you're a lot more articulate.
We can use reason to think about it.
So is your mum still around? You still?
No, she passed away.
I'm so sorry.
But it's okay. We can just talk about.
We'll talk about your loved one.
Right.
Your loved one. So
yeah.
sorry. Brother.
Sorry.
Can you prove to me that you love somebody? Love somebody, not just God.
Like
somebody.
Scientifically, evidentially?
Evidentially.
No.
You can't do
it. You can't do it.
And the reason I believe we can't do it is because love is beyond us. The same way God is beyond us, but
I just want to be clear. What I mean is, we can't do it empirically with science.
Okay.
But if we define love in certain ways, then in imitation of that certain way of loving, and if we say that love is to die for your friends, then anyone who dies for your friends has shown love.
Is that
when you say, well, like I say,
yeah,
because when you say prove to me, my science head kicks in. Wait,
yeah, sorry.
When you say prove to me,
yes,
because I studied physics at university,
right,
my science head kicks in, and I hear proof in a certain way,
yes, okay,
as in a proof, a physical proof.
Okay.
And I agree, there's no physical proof to love. It's a non-material thing, it's a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
But if we use a definition of love or examples of what love looks like love is kind, love doesn't keep a record of wrongs, love is patient, love is kind, love is gentle, love bears all things, love suffers all things, love believes all things, love, if we give a definition of love, then by that definition we can recognize love in people. right?
Kind of. I'll give you an example from a Sikh work perspective.
Yeah.
I know people, I sort of what we touched on previously. I know some people, they'll do their daily, we call it a part of prayers.
Yeah.
They'll do everything. Everything, you tick boxes. But some people will be doing it. It's like some people going to church.
Yep.
And they go in because they need to go, they must go. They're not sitting there in the same state as perhaps you are.
Yeah.
Or somebody else who is fully imbued in love. Fully imbued.
I'm not fully imbued in love, but I get what you mean.
But
I wasn't particularly loving over there. Like I lost my temper with Jihadi Joe.
No, but I think but love doesn't mean passive either.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. Like we go back to, so for example, there's so much like. The thing is, I'm not very good at an argument because my brain's going off. So I'm going, well, what about this?
Yeah.
Like you talk about, I'm not very loving Jihadi Joe. Our Sikhs were in war. Our Sikh gurus were in war.
Yeah, I know.
Now our 10th guru, for example, he shot arrows. We still got his bow.
Yeah.
Still got his bow. It's in recent history.
Yeah.
Because it's only 300
Yeah,
years. He shot solid gold tips on his arrows. What for? So he said he instructed his Sikhs, keep those arrows in those bodies so they can pay for the funeral or they can help their injured.
Yeah.
That's love. That is love. That is pure.
No, right. I agree that is love.
Yeah.
And I agree that man loves man by a grace of God. But that is what we would call a natural good. Right? So let me try and explain it like this, right? We're called to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect. Right? Pretty high standard.
Yeah.
Right? And all of our works never reach the standard that it is meant to be.
Yeah.
Right? We just can't get to that level.
Yeah.
We literally have to be plugged out of the gutter and put on that level.
Is that though?
We have to be put on that level by God's declaration. We're put on that level, and then and only then can our meager efforts actually count for something, right?
Yeah.
Before we accept Christ, all of our goods are just filthy rags before a holy God. So the point that I'm trying to make to you is, your guru demonstrated a natural love. I believe you. That is a very loving way to fight a war, right? It's a very loving way to fight a war. Superbly chivalrous.
Amazing.
And if you knew me, you would know I've just given your guru a very high compliment. But that work is not sufficient for salvation.
So we believe.
Yeah.
So we don't believe the gurus were almost born here. We believe they were sent here.
Yeah.
He's not trying to find salvation.
Yes.
He is salvation.
Right, but shouldn't therefore, so I guess try to cut to the quick.
Yeah.
You're saying that the gurus are salvation, so that I can be saved. Shouldn't your guru, shouldn't your God want me to follow the guru so I also can be saved?
Through Jesus.
Right, brilliant.
You can be saved through Jesus. I'm not saying you follow Jesus.
Yeah.
We don't believe in heaven and hell for a start.
Yeah, I don't know. You believe in a reincarnation.
Yeah, so we believe in 8.4 million life cycles.
Yeah.
From a blade of grass all the way up. This is our lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I think,
Can you go up and down like the Hindus believe? Or is it just you go up from a blade of grass and you just get moved up no matter how bad you do?
Yeah, no, so my understanding, it goes up until you get here. It's very hard you can't say, oh, blade of grass, you've been good or bad.
Yeah.
It's part of the play.
Yeah.
And then you get to the top, because we've got conscious and we've got this, you can connect. We would say a dog, for example, my dog at home will listen to the same prayers because it's their own.
Yeah.
He can't hear music, he can't hear those things. So we connect, and then from there we can achieve liberation from this. We believe if you repeat the name Guru Arjan Dev Ji, it says in our scripture.
Yeah.
If you recite the name Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, you will be saved. Right.
So it is. So this is a thing in the sense of we believe that. So let me just ask you a quick clarification question. If someone doesn't do the chant, if a Sikh doesn't do the chants or the works or wears the 5 things, can they be saved?
No, so
Are they saved anyway, or
No. So what
happens
You
to them?
can't be saved by somebody you don't know.
Right, exactly.
You can't be if you don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like a tripod.
But no, so you said the bit that I wanted to pull out.
Yeah,
Because you've said you can't be saved by someone you don't know.
You can't be saved by somebody.
Brilliant.
So if you're not close to the one.
Yeah.
No, you may be a very good person.
Yeah.
So there may be an atheist.
Yeah.
That is amazing, doing
Yeah.
amazing things. Now, what we would say is, God may say, have another go. You'll be born into a more religious family. More, I don't know necessarily whether that be Sikh. So, if you want clarification on, well, why?
So what are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying if I'm a good Christian this life, I'll be maybe born into a Sikh family in my next life?
No, I'm saying. So let's say I'm a Sikh,
Yeah.
You're a Christian. I'm trying to do my best, you try and do your best. If you're close to Jesus Christ and have the best intentions,
Yeah.
the best, it's not about perfection. You said about perfection,
Yeah.
It's about devotion. It's
Right.
not, it's about feeling love. It's about this, I would love to hear from somebody, from like yourself. I was going to say, this is perhaps a different point, but just tell me about God.
Yeah.
Just tell me about your perception of God.
Yeah. So no. It's all right. We're having a good conversation. My point to you is that. Like, because on one hand, what you're saying to me is that the gurus are the highest truth. And the next breath, but without much justification, it seems, from within Sikhi sources, you're saying that I can be saved through drawing closer to Jesus, right? Now, here's my issue with this, right? Unless you believe that God acts through illusions, right? Yeah? Unless you believe that God is acting through illusions, then the claims of Christ and the claims of the gurus are in contradiction to one another. And that which contradicts can't both be true.
So let me give you an analogy, and this is.
But
again,
would you agree? Two things that contradict one another both can't be true.
I don't agree, and I'll tell you why.
Right.
And I know in this mere mortal world.
The only way, to me, the only way you can land that idea is to say that to some degree the world's illusory.
It is. We do.
Great,
yes.
right,
So this is
right,
called Maya.
good.
Maya is an illusion.
Yes.
Maya. This is an illusion. This is just here.
Yes.
We don't say it's like a test like the Muslims. It's a different sort of thing. But this is just our chance. It's a play of God.
Yeah.
And this is everything is God. I had a very interesting one. So there's 3 steps of spirituality. Let's talk about this. So there's 3 steps.
Can we finish the conversation?
Sorry.
No. I'm happy to talk about the 3 steps of spirituality. Let's move on to that next.
Yes.
But can we just finish this point about illusion?
So if I can give you the analogy of why you
and then but talking about illusion specifically, Maya, as you called it.
Yes.
And then I want to reply to that because I think there's a very important point to be drawn out of that.
Yeah. So I think this might help. I've got an analogy. So if we're going to climb a mountain, but I have a ski lift and you have guide ropes, and nobody has any ropes, just a guide, and somebody says, well, I'll just do it on my own.
Yeah, I'm just going up the mountain.
I'm just going to go and see what makes it easiest. But obviously the ski lift makes it easiest.
Yep.
The guide ropes say, well, I know they're at the top, so I know I can get to the top.
Yep.
I know I've got enough, call it the ropes of knowledge, and I know I have enough knowledge. Somebody says, well, I'm just going to try and do it on my own. You don't know whether you are physically able to get to the top.
Yeah.
So somebody without any scripture, anything. And that is how...
Where's the illusion there?
Sorry, that's not the illusion, but I just thought I'd go through that. So that's how we can both be saved. The illusion, what do you specifically want to know about the illusion?
Right. So let me address your analogy. Let me address your analogy. Because Christians actually use a similar analogy.
Okay.
There's a bridge over the river, right?
Yeah.
And then you could try and swim.
Yeah.
But there's a warning sign that says if you try and swim, you're definitely going to drown. And if you don't drown, the alligators are going to eat you. Right?
Yeah.
So use the bridge.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And the bridge is Jesus.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
But so in other words, people can strive to reach God, but they're going to fail to reach God. Now, wait.
Sorry.
And the point that I'm trying to make to you is that God is so holy, so other, so different from us, that He's up there, and our highest efforts will only ever reach here, right? The most virtuous holy man, let's just imagine, apart from Jesus, that the 10 gurus were the holiest people ever to live. for the sake of this discussion.
Yeah, okay.
Their holiness would be so still, they're the holiest people in the world. Their holiness would still be so far removed from God's holiness as to appear like filthy rags before that God. Until God literally elevates you to himself, your works count for nothing.
From our paradigm,
Yeah.
he has. So he has sent them. They're not people like you and me born just like...
He's
they are
done that
born.
to the gurus.
He's done that to... So they
And then
have
does he do
literally
that
had
to
the light
you through them?
Through them.
Right.
Good-
What about
good for
wait, what about those outside of Sikhi?
Yes. So there's not many people. So there's many people of many faiths that have had that experience that I talked about.
With the gurus?
With the meditation and this feeling of absolute bliss. It's not just Sikhs. There'll be many people. Like, have you ever been to the church? This is a genuine question. Have you ever been to the church and just thought, oh my God.
Yeah, I've been
Oh,
moved. I've been moved.
So-
Yeah, absolutely.
So beyond, like, it's a feeling beyond this world.
I would say I've had mystical experiences. Yeah.
Okay.
Not necessarily in
Now, I'm
church.
saying, so from your perspective, I'm saying I've had that. No, I'm not saying I'm holy.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I'm good.
I do not deny that other people can have spiritual experiences.
So, why have I had that?
Right. So I will answer your question, but I want to come on to the illusory part.
Sorry, yeah.
So the point that I'm driving at, just to cut to the chase
Yes,
on the
yeah,
illusory bit,
yeah.
is that as Christians, we have and you might have heard me say this to Muslims, if Allah lied about the crucifixion, then you can't trust Allah.
Yep.
Because he's like a car salesman who goes, let me sell you this Porsche, but let me tell you about this Wazuk that I sold a Ford to, and I told him it only had 20 miles on the clock, but it's actually got 20,000 miles on the clock. You know, I told him that it had low carbon output, but actually it's just a fume beast, right?
Yeah.
But now let me sell you this car.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't trust.
Yeah.
So the moment someone admits to being a deceiver, you can no longer trust them. So if you believe, as a matter of principle, that your God has created a world that is illusory at the beginning, then I would call into question what you can trust about such a God.
It's not illusionary.
No, the world is illusory.
Yeah, so this
But
world,
was that world created by your God?
Maya.
Yes, and was the illusion therefore created by your God?
Yeah, this whole thing is created
Right.
through
So-
all God.
So how can you trust someone who's admitted to deceiving you?
It's not a deceive. It's not a deception.
Right,
It's not a deception certainly from my paradigm,
go on.
because we're all part of that one. We are that one. So the actual
So the illusion is that
quite
somehow
hard
we're
to-
separated.
It's quite hard to explain.
Is the illusion that we're somehow
We're
separated?
exactly.
But where did that come from? It came from our nature that was created by the God.
No.
Ah,
Well, hang on, wait. It came from our nature.
so as I understand, because talking to you is bringing me stuff back, but
Yeah, it's really interesting.
if I understand your position correctly, and do feel free to correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
your God creates a world
Yeah.
in which we are at one with Him.
We're not
But
one with it.
no, we're not. So are we or aren't we? Because you've
Okay.
actually said two different things.
Yeah, no. Let me. That's three. The three step of spirituality may just bring this a little bit. I'll say it really quickly. So you've got first step of spirituality, which is very transactional. I come and pray, God, can you give me a new job or a
Yeah.
new car or something. Second step is that God, I come and pray, and what's good and bad, I accept it. Good, some things are going to be good and some things are going to be bad, and I accept that. Now the third step of spirituality is described by our gurus, which is the highest step. Most people are in that second, I'd say, who are religious, if you like.
Right.
The third step is, I don't see anything but you. So if you look at, like, this might be a really bad analogy because you probably have a field day with this, but in terms of Neo at the end of the Matrix,
Yeah.
you know, when he just sees green, he's seen all this
Yeah,
illusion,
yeah.
and then he
sees past the illusion.
He sees past, and
He sees the program.
and that program can be God.
Right.
It's God. If we look at it like that.
But the point is, right, in the Matrix,
Yeah.
and I'm not going to. I don't want to be too unfair because obviously, the point that I would make is that what you're saying is that God has created a world in which illusion is part of that world. Now, and then he said to you, look, I've created a world in which there is illusion, but if you follow these gurus, you can escape from that illusion.
Yeah.
Right, but that means he created a problem that he's then telling you how to get out of. Now, the problem with this is that if anyone in your life admitted to you that they had tricked you, but that, wait, 1 second. No, be honest with me.
Yeah.
If any human admitted to you, I tricked you, but trust me now, would you have a doubt?
Well, yeah, yes.
Right,
However,
now, hold on 1 second.
I think we're seeing it.
Now, 1 second. Now, if that trick and trust was about a car, would you go off to look for a better car salesman?
Well, yeah.
Right. Now, do you not think that your immortal soul is more precious than a car?
Yes.
So isn't it better to find someone who is truth itself and has never lied and has never told a lie?
So remember what I said. The gurus themselves, perfection, cannot do anything. Oh, they said only Waheguru and the gurus are perfect. So let me give you an analogy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a mechanic. Let's say I'm a mechanic here, and I've got all the parts that I need to build the car. And you're asking me to build the car. I can't build it, but it doesn't mean there aren't all the parts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So any failing to explain Sikhi is on my part.
I accept that. I am not holding.
I know that's an easy get out.
To be clear, I'm not holding Sikhi accountable for your every pronouncement. I am happy if you or any other knowledgeable Sikh wants to come and talk to me and offer corrections to what you've said. I happily talk with them and take those corrections on board. But I can only go off what you're saying.
Of course. And what you say is fair.
And I am trying to be fair. I'm not trying to lampoon Sikhi, and I'm not trying to lampoon your religion. But what I am saying to you is, if discernibly and undeniably, your religion admits that the God that you believe in was responsible for a deception, then you can't trust that God on anything that it says.
That's where we're at cross purposes.
Yeah.
I think that's where.
So explain to me, to your best ability, the nature of the illusion.
So the nature of the illusion is this world is a Maya. So Maya specifically does mean this world, but it's specifically talking about things like money and cars and greed. So we have 5.
So what is it about money and cars and things that are illusionary?
They're just not truth. There's only one truth. There's only one truth.
Yes.
And that's it.
God.
That's it. That's it. Everything. You're going to change. I'm going to change. That tree's going to change.
The only thing that doesn't change is God.
Is the one.
But what we mean by truth, by truth, because you mentioned that the reason why Sikhs don't cut their beard is because everything is as it should be.
Yeah.
In other words, God created.
That's part of the reason.
Right. So to your paradigm, everything is as it should be. God created the world as He wants it.
Within reason. And now this is where I fight with. I'm learning.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm learning. So, although God has created, He's also created this. Obviously, His free will. He's allowed me to come here. We don't believe everything is absolutely preordained. We call it hukum. Hukum is the divine command.
Yeah.
So you can't hold your breath and die.
Yeah.
That's hukum. That's divine command. So we have parameters, and within those parameters, that's why there are still wars. That's why the Gurus still fought wars. That's why, but then the Gurus have fought wars. Now, if you imagine the 10th Guru was royalty, was absolute royalty. We call him Kalgi Parsha. He was a king. He wore a thing like that.
Yeah.
The reason the Sikh colour is blue, it was the last colour to be printed. It's the most expensive. It's, all these sorts of things. So they saw themselves as royal. You can imagine the life he was living. Now, he had all his 4 sons killed. I don't know if you know this. This is a very, very famous story. So he had 2 of his teenage sons killed.
Were these by the Muslims?
By the Muslims.
Yeah.
By Aurangzeb.
Yeah.
Don't know Aurangzeb. Bit of a tyrant.
Yeah.
Put his dad in jail. Killed his older brother, so he can come into power. Like something out of the film.
Yeah.
So he's had 4 of his sons have died. his mother was also, I believe it was his mother, was also with those, they were 6 and 8 years old, they had their throats slit. I'm getting bored now.
No.
And then,
I mean, everyone's cleared off, but that's okay.
But that's good. But like, so what he said was, he didn't say, God, why me? Why me? He said, you fool. He said to Oddington, he said, you fool.
Yeah.
You said you tried to break my faith, and you can't. How can you? It can't happen. Now, we would say, of course, our good faith can't be broken, but he's saying it for the Sikhs, for others, for me to tell you, you can't break your faith.
Yeah.
Now, that's why I love listening to people like yourself. Your faith is so strong. Like listening to you talk about Jesus Christ and the Trinity and everything. It's like, like, have you ever met somebody? And you go, oh, I know so and so. You know them. You're a mutual friend. Oh, I know him as this because I see him from work.
Yeah.
And I know him from there. And I listen, and that's why I've come here. Because actually, I don't know how you feel outside of this park, but it can be quite lonely when you feel this one, when you feel that love, and you want to talk about him all the time.
Yeah.
And I talk about him all the time, and people are like, oh, excuse me.
But my so.
Do you see what I'm?
I do, but I still don't feel that you've wrestled with the issue that I raised. Which is
I'm
about,
not meaning to.
No, it's fine. So I'm maybe what I want to encourage is maybe we meet outside of the corner. And if you want, you can bring someone you consider to be more knowledgeable. Yeah. Normally at this point, I'd offer you a book or something. But I literally forget my bag.
Don't worry.
I forgot my bag.
No.
But the point, I just need to get out of this sun because I'm
it's really
baking.
hot. No, do you know what? This is. I can go away from Speaker's Corner now. Very happy.
But the point that there's a couple of points that I want to leave you with. Right. If your God is love, why does He not want everyone to follow the truth? The truth of Sikhi. If Christianity is also true in a way of salvation, bearing in mind that the claims of Christianity are contradictory to the claims of Sikhi.
Are they contradictory?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So
really they are. So for example,
Yeah.
do you believe that God is Father, Son, and Holy Spirit?
Well, so this is what I feel. This is how I see it. You say Father, I say Vaheguru. You say Son, I say Guru Granth Sahib Ji. You say Holy Spirit, I say, what's our word for it? We just basically say we've got it.
Right.
There is a word for it, I can't remember.
But in all of those phrases, when we look into what I mean by Father, and what you mean by the One, what I mean by Jesus, and what I mean by the Son, and what you mean by the book, we're not talking about the same thing.
I would say
it's not the same reference.
When you started speaking, when we were talking, and obviously I didn't want to interrupt you, all the time, but there were many things I just thought, great, same.
Yeah. I think
because truth is truth, right?
Well, truth is truth, and also all human beings share things like natural values, natural truths, natural good works. But the point that I'm trying to get you to see is that these things are not sufficient. These things are not sufficient unless we are animated by the Holy Spirit to go beyond this world, to go beyond this world in our intentions, to go beyond this world in our knowledge, to go beyond this world in our devotions, to the one God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. To glorify Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
I was with you until.
Right, and that's my point. Is
Yeah.
that the claims of Christianity and the claims of Sikhi are mutually contradictory.
But that doesn't mean you can't be saved.
Right, but my point is, if you're saying that we can both be saved, me through Christianity, you through Sikhi, the only way that could be sustained as a rational argument is to say that your God allows for illusion, that I am following an illusion that God allows me to be saved through. So is Jesus... Well, one second. You're saying it's the same. I'm saying it's different.
Okay.
Is Jesus Christ truly the God that you worship?
No.
Right. So, therefore, we're not saying it's not the same.
But do you need to worship the God that I worship? Sorry, I'll rephrase that, sorry. Do you need to call the God that you worship the same as the God that I worship?
Right.
It doesn't need to happen. So, for example...
But hold on.
Yeah.
Like the God that I worship, I'm going to describe him to you.
Go on.
And you tell me if that is your God. Okay?
Because
No, wait. I'll describe him. He is a singular essence that exists in 3 divine persons: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Does that sound like your God?
No, it doesn't sound
Right.
like
Well, hold on one second.
Yeah.
That he has entered into creation and communed with man directly.
Yes.
Right? That he has taken on flesh to himself and become a man.
Some people would argue he's going to become 10 men.
Right. Okay. Right. So he sent prophets to Israel and established a covenant system with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that is completed by the man Jesus Christ.
Now, my paradigm.
No, I'm describing my God.
Yes.
All you need to do is say, this does sound like my God, this doesn't sound like my God.
It's not a yes or no. I can't say yes or no. And the reason I can't say yes or no is simply because it doesn't go into, it doesn't say, we only do this, we don't do that. There is a phrase, and I've heard you say it before. You've said Muslims have it's a very academic phrase. Muslims have to tick boxes, and Christians have a feeling.
I said that Muslims follow a ritualistic religion.
There is
Christians follow an ontological religion.
Ontological.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we are more on the ontological.
I agree.
So we're very much on that.
That's why Sikhs and Christians get on.
Right,
Yeah, that's why Christians and Sikhs get on.
I don't know how you feel right now. You're probably used to it. I don't know if you get desensitized. I feel so good right now.
I'm glad.
And I know.
I'm glad.
The thing is, I know you're saying to me something, but you might as well just be describing to me an amazing friend that we both got in common.
But I would say to you that when
I know.
if you say that we're describing the same person.
Not the same. No. Wait, no. Not the. Bear in mind, it's not the same person. I'll use an analogy of a person.
Right.
But
if it's not the same person,
it's infinite.
Right. If it's not the same personable being, if it's not a person that we know through Jesus Christ,
it is the same person.
Right. But that person, the God that I believe in, never allows for illusion. He does not lie. Right. He himself does not lie. Right? Others may lie because he permits it.
Remember, so there's only one truth.
Right. But my point to you is that I don't want to misrepresent Sikhi.
Yeah.
And if you want to say that you can't comment, that's fine.
Okay.
But as I understand it, Sikhis do believe that God has created a world that is illusory.
Yeah,
Am I being fair? I don't want to be unfair.
No. And it's something that I am thinking about because I don't want to misrepresent Sikhi.
Right, no, that's fine.
And I'm certainly not.
Neither of us want to do that.
Yeah, so there is an illusion to this world.
Right, let's just stop. Is that illusion created by God?
But it isn't a deception by God.
Is it created by God?
It's not created by God, it is God.
Right. So you're saying that God is the deception?
Not the deception. This is where we just become cross. But maybe we won't.
Are you saying that God is the illusion?
God, God, everything is.
Right. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that illusion has an opposite. Right. Illusion has reality. Reality and illusion are not the same thing.
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So if your argument is that God is both the illusion and the truth, and that is the ultimate truth, that is to know that God is both the truth that sets you free from the illusion and the illusion that you find yourself in, that is a contradictory concept.
It is. So what you got to remember.
But a contradiction can't be true.
Remember the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
So when Neo is in the Matrix.
If we lean upon the Matrix analogy, it gets worse for you.
No, I know. No,
I'm deliberately not trying to do that.
No, I know. No, just that imagery. I'm trying to, because I'm finding it very difficult to articulate what I mean.
Well, let you go with your analogy, and then I'll reply using the analogy.
Just using that bit. So, okay, right. Let me use a different analogy.
Okay.
It's not even an analogy. It's actually something that happened. Somebody very close to me. They described something, and they're not very close to Sikhi.
Yeah.
So they said we were walking through.
Sorry.
Hi. Wife's girlfriend, remember?
Sorry?
Wife's girlfriend, wife.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good, but I am just in a conversation.
I know, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think think these guys want to meet you. They're overprotected.
Brilliant.
So maybe.
Guys, let me just finish my conversation here, and then I'll talk to you. But just in case, for whatever reason, we don't get in touch, here's a card for you to... Yeah, go on.
I'll let you go because you'll be well in demand. But, so this person, that's very close.
I'll be finished in about 20 minutes, I reckon.
Well, while they're walking down the road, somewhere they've walked many times, and they just see normal, this grass, this trees. They said they had this sudden thing. They're not massively religious, or they Sikh background, and this thing just almost just popped at them. Everything just looked stunning, beautiful. About 30, 40 seconds, they said. They were just in awe. They were on a dog walk, had to stop,
Yep.
and they're like this. Now, two very different realities, that 30, 40 second part to their normal dog walk.
Yeah.
However, same place.
Yeah.
So contradictory is what you're saying. I'm saying you can have those two in one space.
I wouldn't say that is... I wouldn't say that your analogy demonstrates illusion. I would say that your reality demonstrates that a person had a greater awareness of the power of God displayed in nature.
Yeah.
Right?
Now I would
But
say this sort of passing
the fact that he doesn't recognize God every time he's walking down is because our human nature is broken. It by nature forgets God. By nature can't reach out to God or worship to God. So even if that man said, God, you're amazing, right? And he doesn't know which God he's speaking to, that's not worship of the Creator. That's not worship of the Creator, because it cannot be worship of it can be knowledge of the Creator, but worship of the Creator can only be animated by the Spirit of God.
So here's a little story. I'll really make it as short as I can. I was in the Sikh temple.
Yeah.
Now, part of Sikhi was brought about because of the Hindu caste system and the idol worship and these types of things were still going on during Guru Nanak Dev Ji's time.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it's against that. It says, we don't worship idols. However, I believe the guy's name is Devi Ram, and he was about 8 or 9 years old. His dad used to go every day to take milk to a big statue of I believe it was Thakur, but I could be getting that wrong. Big Hindu statue.
Yeah.
And he used to clean the bowl, and he used to make it all nice, and he used to take this milk, and every day David Ram would see this.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was, one day the dad couldn't do it, and the son, 9 years old, very innocent, 8, 9 years old, said, son, you do it. So he cleaned the pot with so much love and devotion. He warmed the milk. He made sure it was perfect.
Yep.
He took the milk and he went, and he literally stood there in front of this statue and said, "Here, God, drink the milk.
Yeah.
Drink it. Don't just." He's not placing it in an idol.
Yeah.
He drank it. The milk went. In our history, the milk went.
No, I mean we've seen that on the BBC, like Hindu statues drinking milk. It's been filmed live.
Now, but what we're saying is, what the Sikhs' paradigm of that is yes, to just throw, so people were, this is quite a funny one, people were throwing water at the statue that was miles away. And they would throw this water. Guru Nanak Dev Ji got the water and started throwing it that way. And he said, "What are you doing, you bloody weirdo?" He said, "Well, the fields are closer than your God, so I'm going to throw the water over there." And so we didn't believe in any of these rituals. It's really against ritual. However, it's not a ritual when it's devotion.
But the point I'm making to you is that a devotion based upon a lie cannot lead to a salvific faith. So in the Bible, I don't know if you know in the Bible, but in the Bible there's a story between Cain and Abel. Okay. Cain and Abel, they both offer up a sacrifice to God.
Okay.
And God accepts Abel's sacrifice but rejects Cain's sacrifice. They both have knowledge of God.
Right.
They're both making a sacrifice to God. Okay. But one is accepted and one is not, because the one whose worship is rejected, his worship is devoid of the Spirit and the truth by which he has to offer up that sacrifice.
When you say Spirit?
The Holy Spirit.
And so that Holy Spirit is, I believe, is this when I'm saying the word devotion, I'm really struggling to articulate it.
Yeah.
But it's this
A devotion is something that you give time, energy, and resources to.
this thing, but it's beyond. It's again, it's something very
But
difficult.
my point is,
Yeah.
a devotion that is not in spirit and truth.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it is not worship that does you any good.
I think Sikhi and obviously Christianity, we've sort of gone to this point, and there is bits that we're not going to agree on.
And this is my point:
and
is
this
that
the bit-
my point is that if you're saying that I can be saved through Christianity,
Yeah.
right, and there's no reason for me to become a Sikhi, that is bearing in mind the differences that you're acknowledging. The only way you can sustain that worldview is to say that your God permits illusion. And I'm saying to you that any God that lies to you, right, whether it's Allah lying about Jesus being crucified on the cross, or whether it's your God allowing illusion, which is also true of Hinduism and Buddhism, right, that such a God can't be trusted. Because Jesus says that the father of lies is Satan. We know that religions of all types have miracles and supernatural experiences, mystical experiences, miracles in their own right. I don't deny the fact your religion has miracles, Islam has miracles, Hinduism has miracles, right? But the point is, if those miracles are taking you away from the one true God...
Good miracles. Like, as in, are they miracles for good? In the other religions?
Yes, they can be. They can be naturally good miracles.
They don't have to just be.
No.
Okay.
No, they can be naturally good miracles in the sense that they achieve a natural good. But the point is, if there's a famous line in Macbeth which I love. You know, when Macbeth, when Macbeth is going off to see the three witches, and Macduff, who's his compatriot, says to him, you know, beware these messengers, because they deceive us in little trifles to betray us in matters of greater consequence. And that they deceive us in little trifles to betray us in matters of greater consequence.
You know, I did it at GCSE and I still don't know what that means.
It's my favourite line in Shakespeare. But the idea is, and it's true of all demonic forces, is that they can do you little goods, because their aim is to betray you in something bigger and more important. So if a demon can convince you that their demonic worship is to be agreed upon, it doesn't matter if they heal so-and-so or make such and such a person better. They've already captured your soul, because now you are performing worship to someone other than the true God.
I see what you're saying.
But one of the ways to tell of a demon is that they just lie by habit, and they are also proud creatures, and so they like to boast about their lies. And so you see in all the religions the demons boast of their lies. You know? And I'm saying that if your God is saying that he created a world with illusion in it, he's boasting of his lies.
I mean, the thing is, so we're at the point. And this is one thing I said when I was coming here that I wouldn't do, because this is at the point where we can't come back. We can't. So this is a bit where, you know, I'd have to go back. I'd go and look it up, and then I'd say to you, well, I think this. And
I'll tell you what.
Kind of not what I'm here.
You do that.
I'm certainly.
And then let's meet again. You've got my card.
I really enjoy it.
I just want to say, what's your name again?
Gurjit.
I've really appreciated our conversation.
I like.
And ordinarily at this point, I would just give you a book as a gift. But I forgot my bag.
No, that's fine.
So I'm really. There you go. There's a book as a gift.
Cheers.
There you go. That's for you.
So
thank you very much, lifesaver.
So I always wondered what I'd do in this moment. I'll take advice from you. This book, you already know what I feel about divine text. I don't want to. So I have a book about my gurus in my bag.
Stick it in your back pocket.
In fact, what I will do.
Stick it in your back pocket.
No, it's not good enough. It's not.
I don't think this is a gospel, by the way.
I'm not saying.
I don't think it's a holy book. I think it's just a book written by a Christian.
It's just respect. So this is a book about my gurus. This is Equal on God.
Thank you so much.
Now, what I'll do...
Are you giving me this book?
You can have it if you want it. If you would really
I would love it. Yeah, of course.
Then it's probably better. I'm only about halfway through it.
Just to be clear, so that I don't take it. I don't want to take it in a way that would offend you. Let me be clear. What I will read it sincerely,
if you're
but
no.
let
you
me
must keep it in this.
Okay, fine. I'll make that deal.
So I'll trust you.
But what? Let me.
Sikhs will watch this and go.
No, wait. Let me explain a couple of things so you can make an informed decision about whether to give me this, because I know it's precious to you.
Yeah.
Right. By agreement, I will keep it in this.
Yeah. Okay.
But I will put it in a book, in a collection of other books. It won't be in any special place. Other books may be put on top of it. I will read it, but I won't read it in a devotional sense.
No, I'm
but
not asking to be a
but I will read it to acquire knowledge. Is that good enough for you to feel you can give me the book? Because I don't want to do anything that would disrespect you or your book.
I'm not sure. So what
then in that case, don't go and ask.
Let me.
And if you have permission, bring it back.
Not a thing. So
I can always look it up online.
What I do with all my books, turbans, gurbans, they always take the highest place of the room.
Yeah, I couldn't promise to do that with that.
And I absolutely love it. But what I will do is I'll put your book in my book.
Okay.
So that, because I just feel this is, I know it's not the gospel, but it is your...
Have you got a gospel?
I've been to Christian schools.
Yeah, I've got a Bible at home.
And I really resonate with it quite a lot. I haven't got a Bible at home.
Yeah.
But again, for that reason, do you know what? So I'm on.
Can I swap you a better book then?
Go on.
I'll take that one back, and I'll actually give you a gospel.
Yeah. No.
So there you go. You have that one.
There you go.
Now you've got an actual gospel to read. It's been really lovely speaking to you, Really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Get in touch with me.
Yes.
Right, and let's meet again. Let's talk, have a coffee, or maybe talk again at the corner. I've really appreciated your time and what you've shared.
Likewise. I know you're very.
This has been really wonderful.
Busy,
this has been really wonderful.
Cheers.
You look after
Thank
yourself.
you so much.
God bless.
Cheers, guys.